Imagine, if you will, it's late. The house is quiet. We're channel surfing trying to find something good to watch. I put on a random episode of a show, one that's representative of the show's overall vibe, but you can watch it without any context. A show that you haven't seen before. Maybe you've heard of it, but initially dismissed it, as if you stumbled upon it organically while channel surfing. If you like the episode, you'll like the show. If you didn't, well, then maybe you can skip this one. So, what's on tonight? Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mystic Library. Most people are familiar with the franchise Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, the comics first came out in 1984 as a parody to superhero comics at the time. The series has since exploded into popularity and branched out into all sorts of stuff: toys, movies, shows, video games. They even went on tour at the start of the 90s. It's about four brothers, named after famous Renaissance artists, that are mutant anthropomorphic turtles that live in the sewers of New York City, love pizza, and fight crime with their badass ninja skills. Today, let's talk about Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This show first aired on Nickelodeon in 2018, following the end of the 2012 version. After the show was announced, I remember the general consensus on forums at the time was, I don't even care that April's black, but Raph being the leader is something I will not stand for. This show marked a return to 2D animation and has such a distinct art style. It's absolutely stunning. Overall, it's got a rich use of bright, saturated colors, exaggerated proportions, goofy facial expressions. This show really takes advantage of the medium it's in. Each brother is a different species of turtle, and their unique designs really emphasize their distinct personalities. As far as the show itself, the usual franchise favorites are there, but what makes this iteration different is the emphasis on the mystic arts as well as a heavier focus on yokai. Basically, you have two distinct classes of monsters: natural-born demons and artificially mutated human/animals. For the most part, Rot TMNT has a more lighthearted feel than predecessors. Our boys are immature teenagers who mostly learn to fight from imitating 70s martial arts movies. Splinter, their anthropomorphic rat dad, is not the stoic ninja master from prior iterations, but instead a lazy couch potato that spends all day binge-watching old TV shows. There's also the best version of April O'Neil, who is absolutely unhinged and feels like a proper member of the team. What's great about this franchise is the core elements are there, but it's able to be reinvented and adapted for each new generation. Let's watch the episode Mystic Library. April's pet magically gets trapped in the bathroom mirror, and she needs help to get him out before he fades away. Don't worry though, our boys are on it. The brainy tech boy Donnie is stumped, so he proposes they visit a mystic library in order to find answers to a mystic problem. Sounds simple enough. Don't forget though, our boys are rather rambunctious teenagers, a fact that the librarian catches on to straight away. She informs them that if they're not quiet, then she'll imprison them in the kiddie room. Okay, the stakes are set. April introduced the ticking clock element, which provides an immediate sense of urgency. All they need to do is silently make their way through the library. They are ninja after all. Stealth is kind of a prerequisite. Of course, it wouldn't make for a very interesting episode if things were that easy. Thus begins the game. Impulsive, lovable Mikey is the first to be spirited away. Oh, Mikey, y'all have barely begun. My boy just can't contain himself. Next, there's Donnie. Upon discovering the location of their desired book, he decides to repeatedly rap the directions aloud as they make their way through the halls. He gets so wrapped up in his own thing that he can no longer manage volume control. Bye-bye, Donnie. 2 down, 2 left in the game. Raph and Leo are struggling to remember the words to Donnie's song when they're ambushed by 2 Foot Clan members. You don't need to know anything about them to know they're bad news. Side note, I absolutely love their reasoning to initiate a confrontation. We're having a lovely outing and those guys show up. They mess up our plans all the time. Let's mess up theirs. But remember, the librarian has eyes and, more importantly, ears all over the place. This means the group fights in a less conventional way. It's now become a battle of wills. Who will crack first with laughter and get escorted away? Leo is the next turtle to go, leaving only Raph to save the day. He receives one final call from April. Time has almost run out. April's panicked voice triggers the librarian's sentry. Raph has been targeted. He decides to go whole hog and brute strength his way through. He manages to get a hold of their sought-after prize, but not without causing a whole lot of destruction in his wake as he comes crashing down into the kitty room. This draws the ire of the librarian, who turns on him, transforming into a more menacing form. How will our boys get out of this one? Well, remember Mikey? During his time in the kitty room, he managed to round up the feral children and become their leader. He unleashes them onto the unsuspecting librarian, and our boys are able to slip out and back to April's. This episode is a fun ride. It's a good standalone. The stakes are high, but it doesn't impact the overall plot of the series as a whole. The background art is absolutely stunning. The faces they make are hilarious. This series reminds me a lot of comic book art. Additionally, I like that this episode really showcases the brothers' distinct personalities. I do wish we got a little more of April, but that's what the rest of the series is for. So, do you think you might check out this show now? There are so many shows out there that it gets a bit overwhelming. Personally, I find myself rewatching old shows instead of trying something new that might turn out to be a disappointment after investing several hours into it. It's nice to have a friend recommend stuff. Hopefully my little channel surfing series proves helpful for you in finding new things to watch.